I mean, do you want to get stuck at the bench here?
We've got to get... Listen, we've got to get into it because, Ben Chilwell's he's pulled his hamstring. You see it, and we know as footballers, suspected. We'll say suspected, but me and Jason know. We've been footballers. We know when you pull a hammy.
He's done that.
And it's like someone sticks a knife in the back of your leg, isn't it? It's horrible.
It's exactly what it's like.
It's a shooting pain, and you instantly know. And you can see his face. He went white instantly, and you know he's done. And it's a 6-week injury, 4 to 6 weeks hamstring. So it kills his World Cup hopes, Jason.
Devastated for him, mate.
It's honestly a gutting one. Look, just for Chelsea, you've lost Reece James, you've lost Ben Chilwell. Yep. But for England, it's a serious problem.
Yeah, I mean, look...
Players are dropping like flies, Jason. We keep going on about it. The amount of fixtures that they're having to squeeze in before the World Cup starts. And big games as well, Jason. Normally you have Carabao Cup games and you have games
here and next week. We've got Carabao Cup next week, by the way.
Players get left out of them and, you have them small. But this game tonight, the Champions League, that's meant to be played in December.
It is.
They've played them all now. So the big players have had to play in these games to get the club through. But
they're about 6 weeks. So this game is 6 weeks early. Just to give anyone any clarification, it's normally played somewhere around about the second week in December, and the draw for the Champions League is made on the Friday after that. So that's what we're talking about. So we're talking 5 to 6 weeks earlier. They squeezed everything in, right? Now, what do you do when there's a World Cup? What are your choices? There aren't many choices. You've got to get it done. The Champions League and the Europa League have got to be done before the World Cup starts. Because of the dates and because of how it's going to play out. And, of course, then the back end of February, that's when
cancel the last round of the games in the Premier League. To give them a bit of breathing space.
Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that?
The Premier League should do it.
Well, the Premier League doesn't
the FA should get involved.
The Premier League doesn't care about England. The Premier League's job is not to care about England. The Premier League's job is to worry about their subscription.
Yeah, but this is the problem.
And the people
this is the problem.
Well, there you go.
This is the problem with the Premier League.
Well,
it's all about money. It's all about getting in the revenue. It's all about, they're not protecting the players. The players are not getting protected. It's as simple as that, Jace. There's too many games and there's too many injuries. And England are going to suffer. Imagine if we lose...
But Paul Pogba's...
Harry Kane does something, pulls his hamstring next week.
It's not just England, by the way. Can we just say that? It's not just England. It's not just the Premier League.
Everyone. Of course, right? Everyone.
And there are
But we only care about England.
Of course we do. But Man City, Kevin De Bruyne played tonight. Right, he played at the weekend. He's got a brilliant free kick.
Kevin De Bruyne is a little bit different for Man City because they can rotate the squad.
What about Belgium then? Belgium can't. You take Kevin De Bruyne out of the Belgium team, chances are that really does affect their any chance of winning the World Cup. Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. But
the Premier League doesn't care about Belgium.
Argentina have requested that the Premier League leave their players out of the final round of matches before the Qatar World Cup, as they look to begin preparations early. Now, it looks like the Premier League are going to reject that. But Argentina, teams from around the world, nations from around the world, must be looking at the Premier League fixtures and thinking, how many games are these playing? How many games are they playing?
Drive touched on this earlier today, right? The problem you've got is that Serie A, La Liga, all the big leagues, not just in Europe, but around the world, they don't care, and nor should they. Why would they care? Why would La Liga care about anyone? Benzema plays for France. Why would they care about anyone? Mbappe plays for PSG. Why would the French league care about him? Why would that matter?
What do you mean? Of course they're going to care.
No, they don't care.
They should care.
No, they don't care.
Because it's their nation.
No, they don't care. They don't care. They're worried about their ratings. They're worried about ticket sales. They're worried about the kudos around the world. Why would
You're not cancelling the game. You're still going to play the game. You just play it after the World Cup.
Of course, but
you could have cancelled a round of Premier League games to give the players a bit of breathing space.
No,
I guarantee it. Last Premier League weekend before the World Cup,
we're seeing
you're going to get major injury.
Now. I mean, look, I'm absolutely devastated for Ben. Honestly, absolutely devastated for him. He's pulled up with a hamstring. It's the latter stages of a game. Clearly, soft tissue injuries, muscles. That is a fatigue. That's when muscles pull. When it's fatigued, or hasn't been warmed up. That's right there. Literally last run of the game.
Should have Graham Potter should have took him off.
What'd you do? You got to bring someone on. You got to play. You got to play someone. You got to put someone else on the pitch. And it's a UEFA competition. That's a totally different competition again. But there is no answer, Jay. There is no genuine answer about what we or anyone else can come up with, because the counter argument will be, why would the Bundesliga care about anyone that plays in that competition? Why would they care? Why would the Premier League care? And there's your problem. The World Cup is where it is. You can't move that now, right? And this was always going to happen. You'd have to be a scientist to work out that actually these type of injuries, because so many games have been squeezed in, these Champions League games, you're absolutely right, you said a minute ago, this game is normally played around about the 10th or 11th or 12th, around about there, of December. This is 5-6 weeks earlier. What do you expect? You've squeezed in a whole Champions League round, plus the Premier League's coming, plus now you've got the Carabao Cup coming up next week.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
What do you do? This is what happens when you've got a World Cup in the middle of a season.
Yeah, well, you can have your say 03717 2233 4. Let's go to Steve, who's a Chelsea fan. All right, Steve?
All right, so let's wait to get on and we'll show you what happens. See you in a minute.
Steve, who are you talking to?
Steve, are you talking to us? Who are you talking to?
Hello?
All right, Steve.
Hey, guys. Sorry. I was there was an ambulance and blue lights. What a night. Oh, my God. These fans, I can't believe what a game that was. Incredible. So we got the 2-1 win. He changed it up again. But I've just got these fans on my mind, you know. And Ben Chilwell, so disappointing. He played really well, just getting back to form. Probably pulled a hamstring. You guys know more. You both played.
Yeah. It's tough.
Aubameyang played well. Sterling scored. Zakaria, first game, his debut and scored a goal. So, yeah, great night.
Look, Steve, I've got to ask you about Sterling, because he's had a bit of a goal drought and he's broke that tonight, and it's important. Yeah. You know, we're going to start building up to the World Cup now, because it is going to be huge talking points. But for Chelsea and England, it's good that he's now got a goal, because people are starting to question whether he should even start for England. Yeah,
but he's got his confidence up. Jamie, you know, as a football player, confidence is everything. Mm-hmm. Results are everything. So he's got that goal. We've got a massive game on Sunday against the Gooners. That is massive.
Yeah, live on talkSPORT, that one.
Football club. All right.
Midday Sunday.
Yeah, nice one, Sterling. And, we played all right. And when we went that early goal down, characters were shown. As I said, there was none of this Chelsea. I mean, they drowned us out, the fans. Overall, I think most of the players played really well. So well done, Potter, considering there wasn't anything in it. 1-0 down, you know what? Didn't really matter. But we got the result. Yeah. And, big up Chelsea. And,
all right, Steve.
Well done.
Yeah,
cheers, Steve-O.
Steve, thanks for your call. Let's go to Stephen, who is a Chelsea fan. All right, Stephen.
Steve-O.
Stephen, can you hear me?
Yes,
Steve-O.
That's your name.
It's Stephen. Listen, it's a first-time caller for me.
All right, Steve.
Where have you been, Steve?
I'm just driving back from Brighton to Hastings, but I was at the Brighton-Chelsea game on Saturday. Were you covering it, Jason?
No, I don't do Champions League nights. I'm here grafting for talkSPORT on those nights.
Okay, but at the Brighton game, Chilwell came on as sub. Yeah, Chilwell came on as sub, and he was clearly massively struggling at the end of that game.
The Brighton game.
My mates were also, at the end of the Brighton game,
he wasn't the only one, by the way.
But he was limping quite heavily when he came off the pitch. I just can't believe in what was a dead rubber why he had to play the full game.
Yeah,
it just seems ridiculous. He was definitely struggling. All me and my mates were saying was it looks as though his hamstring's gone again. So I was amazed he was on the pitch in the first place. And for him to play that full game like that just seems outrageous.
Whatever was going on at the weekend, and you said he limped off the pitch against Brighton, that you don't limp off with a hamstring and play 3 days later, because it's a soft tissue. He might have got a whack, he might have got a knock. That's not going to have any bearing on what happened tonight. Tonight is a one-off. It's one of those things that can happen to anyone at any time, especially the latter stages of a game.
I know, but we're seeing it too much, Chase. Too many players going down with injuries.
Fatigue, and there's your problem. Right? And in every international... I mean, God knows what Southgate must be. Every game that comes around now... And tonight was an important game with Chelsea. It wasn't vital. The group has won. It was tying up. But for Potter, he wants to try and sort something. So the way we played against Brighton the weekend, what does he do? So he went back 4 tonight. Is he going to do that at the weekend? That was it. Maybe him looking ahead. How do I deal with the situation I've got? Conceding goals, didn't play well. How do I approach Arsenal? He might be looking at that. So his concern isn't England.
No, of course.
It's not going to be Southgate's concern. His concern is the only concern is his job and Chelsea.
No,
and consequently, unfortunately for everyone, I'm devastated for Chilwell. Look, he's out. Yeah. He's out the World Cup. Yeah. You don't
think he's going to be out.
Fingers crossed, but where he reached on his hammy, right at the top. Even if it's a small little that's 3 weeks minimum just to get back.
Yeah, of
course.
The
World Cup squad's in 2 weeks.
No,
I'm devastated for the boy.
Yeah, no, it's gutting. I tell you what, though, Jace, for you as well. I mean, you've got a huge game in the Premier League at the weekend. It's live on talkSPORT. You know, you're playing Arsenal.
Yep.
You've now again, what you struggled really bad last season was when you lost Reece James and Ben Chilwell. You've lost them again.
The pair of them, Reece is a bigger problem because we've got Cucurella that can come in, right? So assuming he's not going to play a 3 with Cucurella there, hopefully he doesn't. But you've got cover there. He doesn't have cover at right hand side. That's a problem. That's a massive problem for Potter, especially up against Martinelli, who's on fire at the minute. So, yeah. But look, no one's going to have sympathy for Chelsea, and nor do I want it or expect it, because Chelsea have got a deep enough squad, deep enough pockets to hopefully deal with these situations. Unfortunately, there's always going to be a pecking order.
Yeah.